Hello Technology Crazy here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make your very own homemade speaker. Okay, today we're going to be making this paper plate speaker out of some household items. So to make this speaker, you will need a paper plate or a styrofoam plate. Now the bigger will be better, and you can also experiment with different things. You'll need some cardboard, 3 business cards, and that can be substituted for cardstock if you don't have any. Some magnet wire. Now it's a very thin wire that you might be able to find in some electric motors, but if you don't have it, you can always go buy it. It's really cheap. It's a very thin wire that you can easily wrap around. You need some scissors, some tape, a hot glue gun, a cylinder magnet. Now this is the very important piece. You're going to need a cylinder magnet. It can be smaller or bigger, and some paper. It's also really handy to have these little clamps as well as some pliers, just to pull out some things here and there, and to cut wire. Okay, so step 1 is to cut 3 strips of long paper that is thicker than your magnet. Once you have your 3 strips of paper, we're going to start wrapping it around the cylinder magnet. Now when you're done the strip, just simply tape it securely to itself, but make sure it's not too tight. When you're on the very last strip, make sure you tape it once again, just to make sure it doesn't fall apart in the next few steps. Step 2 is going to be to take out the magnet and take your paper cylinder and glue it on the bottom center of the paper plate. Step 3, we're going to be taking our magnet, sticking it back in, and we're going to take our magnet wire and start wrapping it around. Make sure you leave a little bit of extra wire to get away from the plate, just to make it easier in the future. I just took a little bit of hot glue and stuck it at the very bottom just to secure the wire, so when I wrap it, I can wrap it really tight. Now comes the really exciting part, that you can take the magnet wire and wrap it around and around and around and around the magnet till you get to the height of the magnet. Once you get to the very top, take a piece of tape and tape it just to make sure the wire doesn't uncoil. Step number 5 is to take off and strip the very ends of the wire. The easiest way to do that is to take a lighter or a match and simply burn the, in my case, the blue insulator on the wire to reveal the silver wire underneath. Step number 6 is we're going to be taking out the magnet. I just used a really strong magnet, and when that fails, you can always flip it upside down and just shake it until the magnet comes out. Next, we're going to be taking off the first 2 strips of paper, or coils. It doesn't matter if you rip it at this point. All we need is the wire to stay intact, so you can just take off the first 2 layers here. Step 7, we're going to be taking our business cards, folding them in half, and then folding them back out to make a W. This will act as our spring on our speaker. After you're done the 3 business cards, you can take a piece of tape and start taping it down to our plate. Make sure it's into a triangle. This is to stop the shaking from back and forth and just cause it to go up and down. They'll act as springs hovering the plate just above the magnet. I suggest the very first time doing it, just use tape, because you'll probably be taking it apart and rearranging things to get the perfect sound. It took me 5 different tries, 5 different plates to get it all working. So I suggest just using tape, but then when you get it all perfect, then tape it down really crazy or glue it just to stop the vibration from happening. Once you have your 3 springs in place, we can take the magnet and hot glue it to the cardboard. Then we're going to take our plate and stick it on top, and then we're going to be gluing or taping the bottom of the spring to the cardboard. The very last step, which is completely optional, is I took these little clamps and wired them onto my wires.
Young ones, but we